Welcome back to PBS World. I'm Frank Kanshi. Joining me now is Lord Nick Herbert. He's the member of House of Lords and British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's special envoy on LGBT plus rights. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So, of course, I know right now you're in a South Asia trip. You went to Vietnam last week. You joined the Ho Chi Minh Pride, and right now you're in Bangkok. Could you please tell us, walk us through the initiative of UK values on LGBT rights, plus rights? Yes.
Yes, the Prime Minister appointed me his special envoy on LGBT plus rights. Mm-hmm. I was the second envoy in the world to be appointed. President Obama appointed the first. Now there are 5 of us. My role is to support the efforts of the UK government to promote LGBT plus rights globally in line with our belief in human rights, because we believe that everybody is entitled to equal dignity and respect, and that LGBT plus rights are fundamental human rights.
Yeah. And actually, I know you have the campaign called Love is Great with the Great Britain there. So I understand, of course, UK's values on LGBT rights is significant to push the human rights, not just on marriage equality, on the healthcare system too. I just want to understand your message to Thai government, because of course I believe you would talk to government organization and NGO in Thailand too. What are the key message to them?
Our message is that LGBT plus rights are important, that they're important because they are human rights, but also that strong and successful economies embrace LGBT plus rights, because people who are treated equally are able to fulfill their potential, that societies which are open in that way, businesses and organizations which are open in that way, are stronger. And that's been our experience in the UK. The changes we made in the UK didn't happen all at once, and they happened within the period of my lifetime. When I was born, it was a crime in the UK to be gay, to engage in homosexual conduct. All of that has changed, and it changed step by step with a series of laws culminating in marriage equality. These have proved popular and enduring reforms. They've made our society stronger, they've made our economy stronger, because everyone is able to participate fully. Nobody would want to go back on these things. So my message to other countries when I visit them is respectful understanding that everyone's in a slightly different position, but sharing of our experience in passing these successful laws, understanding that change doesn't always happen overnight, but that these changes are changes for the better. And with a law like equal marriage, it's something that can bring great happiness to thousands of people and certainly won't harm anybody else.
Of course. This is all the positive side for LGBT rights to be realized in the countries, of course, in Vietnam, in Southeast Asia, in Thailand specifically, because all eyes on the legal rights here in Thailand. We're still waiting for the legal rights being legalized in Thailand. In Thailand, of course, UK has the Equal Rights Coalition with Germany, with Mexico and Argentina. How important the role is in Thailand?
Well, the Equal Rights Coalition is a group of like-minded countries that the UK is part of, 42 countries that believe in LGBT plus rights and think that they're important. And there are rotating co-chairs, so at the moment it's Mexico and Germany. Previously it was the UK and Argentina. We collaborate, we work together to discuss how we can promote LGBT plus rights, not just in our own countries, but also in other countries, to make certain that we are making our views known, are encouraging them to take steps forward, but also sometimes speaking out where there are countries that are doing the wrong thing and going backwards. And there are too many of those around the world. So we very much hope that Thailand, which is a country that is tolerant, has a good understanding of the importance of openness and of LGBT plus people in its society, will join the Equal Rights Coalition. I think that would be great for Thailand to be part of this group of countries, but it would also be very important in the region and in the world if a significant country in Southeast Asia, like Thailand, were to join, I think that would be a really great thing. So I hope it will happen.
Yes, as what you said, Thailand is has the open culture and open country for the new idea. And of course, this is the positive side. Right now, I want to get into the challenging side too. As what you said, of course, different country, they have different culture. When gender equality, this ideology come to these countries might be challenging. So what are the challenging parts when you visit in Southeast Asia, in Vietnam and in Thailand? Could you please tell us?
Well, there definitely are challenges around the world, and I sometimes say that we see a tale of two worlds. You know, one world in which LGBT plus rights are moving forward. So we know now that there are something like 34 countries around the world that have introduced equal marriage, all of them very successfully. That covers 1 billion people, 17% of the world's population, and I think the number will grow. Equally, there are countries which are not just standing still on LGBT plus rights, but going backwards, where LGBT plus citizens are repressed, sometimes criminalized, treated violently, where it's not just a question of public opposition to them, but the state is using its power to oppress them as well. And that can happen, of course, to other communities as well. It's not just LGBT plus people. Well, that's of enormous concern. It's very often religiously driven, and countries like the UK, which do have values of human rights, we do seek to challenge this, to promote our values of human rights, which we believe are universal. And it's very important that we stand up for those values and engage with countries which are treating its citizens badly, and make the case for change.
Yeah. As what you said, engagement and communication is very important. Keep engaging and talking to government organizations where maybe the gender equality hasn't been realized is really important.
Exactly, and talk to the NGOs and support the NGOs. Very often there are brave activists on the ground who need our help and support, and the situation for them is very difficult. And it's important that we provide as much support as we can in line with our values and in common with our partners. But it's not just governments that can help them, it's also businesses and others. They have a role too. You know, in the end, this isn't just about the rights of one specific minority, it's about human rights, and it's about the universal value of human rights. And I think that like-minded countries should stand together.
It's for all human beings, as what you said.
Yeah.
Of course, amplifying NGOs' voice is really important too, as you just point out. I want to get into, give you an update about what happened in Malaysia. In July this year, a band called the 1975 from the UK was banned by Malaysian government, given that male bandmates they kiss on stage. Quote from the communication minister of Malaysia said that there will be no compromise against any party that challenges, disparages and violates Malaysian laws. So I'm not sure from your experience and your point of view, what's your opinion on it, on this one?
I think my overall take is that this reinforces that there are countries that take a different view on these issues. Very often there are religious or cultural drivers, countries where there is discrimination, where there are harsh laws, and we need to engage and promote our values of human rights. And I think we need to make one very important broad argument, which is this isn't just about human rights, which of course are important. It's also about economic success, because we know that the strongest, most successful economies are actually those which are open, where people are able to fulfill their potential, irrespective of their background, irrespective of who they are, that economic participation really matters. And so it's actually in the self-interest of countries to embrace these values if they want to succeed in the long term.
That's what you said. Embracing the values of LGBT rights is for all human and also propels the economy too in the region.
That's it.
Pretty good. last question, of course, I want to leave it really positive. What are your words to those fighting for LGBT rights in Southeast Asia, in Vietnam, in Thailand, in other parts of the world too?
Well, my words to the NGOs, to the human rights organizations that are fighting for LGBT rights is encouragement to keep going. Sometimes the situation can be challenging. Often they need funding and support. Sometimes they're being very brave in standing up for the things they believe in. You know, you can have more benign environments to make the case, as we have here in Thailand, and that's a good thing. But there are other countries where it's not easy for activists to make their case. So I would encourage activists to keep going, to keep making the case for change, because it's as a result of activists that worldwide we've seen changes for the better. And legislators such as me, well, we can in the end vote and pass laws, but it requires the activists to make the case, to encourage us to move in the right direction. So the activists have such a vital role to play, and I would say, you know, keep going, keep making the case for change, because in the end, love will win.
Key point there, love will win. And don't give up, because this is the right thing to pursue for. Of course, religion, that's what you said before, religion and the national system might be inextricably inseparable, but just keep doing that and don't give up. Thank you for that, Lord Nick Herbert.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.